This funnel has been making me and my clients a good amount of money, and I want to share it with you guys because I think this is a new twist on how you should approach really cold traffic as a whole if you're used to running free funnels, free lead magnets, VSLs, things like this, right? So if we go onto the screen here, you can see it's a really straightforward funnel. It's a tripwire funnel, okay? But the only difference is that we're still optimizing for a call. So basically, you can think of this as like a book a call funnel, but the calls are costing you less money on the front end, or you're breaking even on the front end for these calls, just because you have all these paid products that are paying for you before they get to the point where they're actually calls, right? So the way that it works is that you have your ads, whether that's YouTube or Facebook or TikTok ads, and then you have them going to a paid product. This is your lead magnet, and you have this price somewhere at like, it could be $17, it can be 27, it can be 47. That's another big one. That's usually about as high as I'll go, $47, right? And this is a very specific product that you want to sell that solves a really specific problem for their client, for your client, right? So for example, a good one for coaches could be this specific flow to help increase show up rates by 70% for booked calls, right? Because that's speaking specifically for such a specific issue, it's way more likely that the coach is going to see it and be like, okay, you know what, $17. But if it's just something like free course to make money online, nobody's going to buy that because they're going to be like, okay, why not just go on YouTube? There's a bunch of stuff like that. So something that really stands out to their specific problem, free tracking sheet, or not free, but specific tracking sheet designed to track these metrics for book a call funnels. Everything's included in the sheet, $17, right? They're way more likely to buy that than just Facebook ads course, right? Because again, this is cold traffic. They don't yet know you, so why should they spend their money, right? So the only way that you're gonna get them to spend their money is either by A, niching down and specifically speaking to them, or B, being a really big influence and they just buy your stuff because they like you, right? And A is pretty easy. B takes time and effort. So if I were you, I would make sure this is a really specific product priced at $17, $27, or $47, and then I would have a $5 order bump. Okay, so $5 to $10, maybe 15. Order bump is just a product that is attached to the product, the main product that they can just attach on that cost like an extra $5 or $10 just to get the average order value up, right? Because all the money that you're making here is going to pay for your calls that you're going to end up generating from that, right? So you have an order bump, and then from that order bump you have a one-time offer, right? So this one-time offer is something that I would sell for more expensive, right? So this is 97, probably going to $200, right? So something like that. And this is again something that's kind of complementary, maybe more, it could be more generalized, just like a course or something, but it's complementary to the product, right? So for example, show up rate, if I have a product that's about increasing show up rate, and then I have a one-time offer about building the perfect Facebook ads funnels to generate calls, right? It has to do with it, but it's a little bit more broader in scope. So you make money, a certain percentage of people are going to not get this, but a certain percentage will. And the people that do get this, lead them to a call, which we're going to talk about that. And the people that don't, you can lead them to a downsell, right? And then this downsell, it could be anything. Probably you want to make it cheaper, so maybe 47 to I don't know, 70, 75, I don't even know, really, whatever the price range is, because you can really plug this into anything, right? So you have that downsell, which again, if they don't say yes to the one-time offer, they'll say yes to the downsell potentially, which is just another way to recover revenue, right? The whole goal for this part of the funnel right here is to recover revenue, right? So front end recovery, right? And you're just gonna have to deal with that bracket right there, right? So we have front end recovery, and then this part of the funnel right here is when things get interesting. So instead of like, them just, leaving with the product and then there's nothing else you can do, I would pitch a call that is complementary to everything else they bought and specifically complementary to the product. So you can get on a call with them and you can have that connection there so that eventually, they become into a client. You can upsell them on the call into your high ticket stuff, but you frame that call as something that's complementary. So maybe like a free audit or, like a free audit's a pretty good one. Like if you're running ads or something, like, hey, you want us to audit your, ads. Another one could be like free something, like you give them a free thing on that call, you design something like a free roadmap, to implement this, or have us install this flow for you, or something like that, just so that it incentivizes them to book after they buy. And these people that end up booking that end up buying are way more likely to book, because they've already bought. So if it's just something complementary to that, again, just follow the same stuff that's complementary to this. You'll have people filling up your calendar, just as long as the call to action for the call is not too aggressive, right? It could be a strategy call. It could just be like, an actual sales call, but you don't want to frame it that way, or else people are not going to book. So you want to frame it as a way like it's more value for them. It's included with what they've just purchased. And when you do, they're way more likely to convert into that call, and therefore they become a client, right? So that's pretty straightforward. That's pretty much that. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. Let's clean this up right here, actually, because I think this could look a little bit better. So front end recovery right here, right? So front end, right? This is all the money you're gonna make on the front end. So like, again, you might not even break even with this. You might end up spending $10 to get a call, $20 to get a call. But let me tell you, spending $10 or $20 to get a qualified call is way better than spending $200 to get unqualified calls, So you're making the money back and you're filling your ecosystem with people who have actually shown that they know, like, and trust you by actually paying for your stuff. So the people who do end up buying this stuff but don't end up converting end up actually sticking around and, can have a very high potential for converting later. But anyways, again, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments below. I just wanted to shoot this one really quick for you guys. It's a really cool offer and funnel. This can really crush it. I found it really crushing it for one of my clients. So again, try this out and let me know what happens.